Did he win it? Was
No,
like for a photo op?
no, it was a video photo op, I think. And it's crazy.
So what do you think? That's a good answer.
Choptank River.
Choctaw. Yeah, I've heard that before.
But what else is that? I've never seen a picture of the giant duck in Maryland.
No,
I mean, or what? The Flanders? I don't even.
Flan-
Where is Flanders, Maryland?
that's a new one to me, and I've been in Maryland for a long time.
Wow,
Is
yeah,
it part of the Eastern Shore, maybe?
I think so.
I'm just associating ducks in Maryland with the
Yeah,
Eastern Shore.
yeah. But not to be outdone, Delaware boasts the world's largest frying pan, and that's located in Wilmington.
Is it cast iron?
Uh, yeah, yeah, it is cast iron, and it weighs over 2,000 pounds.
Wow, imagine flipping pancakes on that bad
Well,
boy.
you need a pretty heavy flipper
That's
because
right. You need
tell you what,
a
you,
big ass pancake.
you couldn't do that with one arm.
No, not at all. You probably couldn't do that by yourself with
No,
two.
you probably need like a backhoe
So
or
what does it
something.
represent? It's a symbol
Um,
of the state's agricultural strengths.
I don't know, but it's pretty neat. And
Have you seen that
what the
frying pan?
no, I have not, but I'd like to. And
Wilmington.
yeah, yeah.
Well, we all know where Wilmington, Delaware is.
Well, actually, I'm going to probably have to ask my stepson because he lived in Wilmington for a while, but now he's up in Philly.
Oh,
So maybe he's heard of it, seen it, done it. You know, he's one of those guys that want to kind
he's
of go
got a
out and
T-shirt. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So
So
coming up,
anyway,
give him that info.
well, yeah, I would never want to try to flip that.
This is where it takes a tribe comes in at.
Yeah, this where we
But
yeah,
it
get a
might
little.
be nice for a road trip.
Well, yeah, you might want to. You could probably run around it, and call it a day. For some
I'm
people.
just thinking of. Have you ever seen Medea? What is it? Family Reunion.
Mhm.
She said, "Cook for that man."
Yes.
I'll picture it now. They would take everybody at the family reunion to throw
Yeah.
them grits in his
Oh my
face.
God, can you imagine that?
No.
But so you know what else both states have? They
What's
both
that?
have bizarre museums.
Ooh, now let's head inside and check out some of those bizarre museums. First on the docket, what do we got? Delaware Agricultural Museum in Delta.
Yeah, and that's located right up across from the TD Bank. No, that's Dover Pools. There's a big difference there between agriculture, farming, and Dover Pools, but it's
Yeah, a little bit.
beyond that. It's up there. It's on the same side. It's pretty neat. It's got a bunch of little homes, little houses, and it actually has a see-through cow where you can milk it.
Milk a Caesar cow?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
How you gonna do that?
Well, it's not like a real see-through cow, but they have what do they call those teat? Yeah, so you
What, that you're
pull,
milking?
yeah, pull and squeeze the teat,
One.
and yeah, out comes the milk,
Wow.
which would probably traumatize me if I was a kid doing that, because I think all cows could be see-through.
I look at them
Yeah, like
and
wow.
I see dinner.
All I know is that they have a good steak and
Oh, absolutely.
5 stomachs. That's all I know about a cow.
Wow. So I've been there and the place is very farming and it does dive into Delaware's farming history. They have vintage tractors, historic buildings, a lot
Yeah.
more than you would think is there. You have to physically go there to see how much they actually.
Yeah, and and they even and the village is set up for to simulate the life of a farmer back in the day, which I've never seen one.
What, a
person.
farmer from back in the day?
I've never seen a farmer back in the day at the agricultural museum.
Oh, well,
Maybe my timing was off. I don't know. It probably was.
you mean you've never physically seen that
No,
farmer
I've
from
never
back in the day?
never seen them.
But you've seen a picture of him.
Yeah, pictures, but
Okay.
pictures don't really.
No, no. I do believe Mr. Ferries has some family members in the agricultural museum. His father, his grandfather.
Oh, really? And
Yeah.
for those who don't know who Mr. Ferries is,
Oh, I'm
he's
sorry.
our sound guy, Mark. And
The sexy bitch behind the
yeah,
curtain.
well, he is now behind the curtain, unless he's sitting in the front there.
Well, I think
Because
he
I don't
moved
see
when
him.
we weren't looking.
Yeah, he was down here playing with his little cars on the floor.
Matchbox.
Yeah, Matchbox.
Hey, what about Maryland?
Maryland. Yeah.
Maryland. I'm sorry.
What's in Maryland?
The National Museum of Civil War Medicine.
Oh.
That's in Frederick,
Yeah.
which is, I believe, down toward Baltimore.
I think it's yeah. I think it's past. I think yeah. You're right. I don't know. Well, whenever in
Another road
doubt,
trip.
I could say, hey, you know what? You're right. But one of those it's they're it's both enlightening and shocking, highlighting the innovation that arose during that time. And just a heads up, it's not for the squeamish.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's kind of you know, but you know what else the states or two states offer that a lot of people don't know about, and that is some festivals.
Ooh, who doesn't love a good festival?
Mm.
Delaware and Maryland host a variety of them. Any coming up this week?
Let's
Because
see.
warm weather's here, so I'm sure.
Well, yeah, like take Havre de Grace Seafood Festival, for example. You can indulge in everything from crab cakes to oysters while enjoying some live music, like maybe Storm, Excalibur,
Blacktooth Grin,
Blacktooth
Mark
Grin.
Bray, Steel
Yeah.
Soul Cowboys.
Yeah, all those bands.
They're out of Maryland.
Yeah. Are they?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Well, no,
Well,
not all of them.
I
Just,
know.
Mark Bray and the Steel Soul Cowboys. They're from
Yeah.
Maryland.
Well, that's good. And we'll have
The singer from Storm does live in Maryland.
yeah, Mark or John.
Yes.
John does.
John.
And
What's up, guys?
we'll a little shout out to them. And
Absolutely. They're playing this weekend, Friday and Saturday.
where at?
Friday night is at the Green Stinger in Felton.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe it's from 8 to 11, and then Saturday is down in Long Neck at Ambets. And
Really?
then Mark Bray and the Steel Soul Cowboys, they're playing at I think it's Looney's Pub in Perry Hall, Maryland. They start
Looney's?
at 9.
Looney Pub.
Yes.
Wow.
They're an extremely entertaining country band. Very entertaining.
Good.
Very
They keep
very
they involve the crowd. And
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they are. They are awesome.
Yeah. I did want to bring up one thing though, since we're on the band. Don't forget that this year I'm trying a second chance at called the
Furious Fred?
yeah Furious Frets Festival, and we need bands. We do have a couple signed on, right?
I know we have Blacktooth Grin,
Okay.
and then you told me you had another one.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I didn't tell who that was.
Well, they're imaginary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
As long as they come around.
yeah, as long as they
Well.
show up, they'll be there.
Hey,
No.
from Havre de Grace, did you just hear Gordon Ramsay redid a restaurant down there?
No.
And I didn't know about it until after the fact.
Really?
Did anybody out there get a chance to see him in Havre de Grace, Maryland?
Well, if you did, let us know. And
absolutely.
if you guys got any good pictures or whatever, send them to our messengers. Mine's under DJ Nordique or Dave Bruner.
Mine's under Janie Delia.
Yeah, so that'd be great. I'd love to share those too. And so it's they do have it, and it's a true festival for the senses down there in Havre de Grace.
Absolutely. Who doesn't like some good seafood? But if you go the opposite way and go to Rehoboth, they have their chocolate festival. And who doesn't have a sweet tooth?
Well, yeah, and I can kind of say something on that too. Back in 2004, he and my wife at the time opened up a chocolate business, and it was called You Ought to Be on Chocolates.
You want what on chocolates?
You ought to be on chocolates. That's the name of the company. And what we did was we'd actually print full colored photos of anything or anybody or your favorite pet and whatever, and it would be fully edible. So
oh wow.
Yeah, and well that was going well until 2008, and that that didn't only send us out the door, but it sent a lot of little small businesses out the door. And but yeah, so that was exciting, and I remember doing these chocolate festivals. Not so much the one down in Rehoboth, but we used to do them up in Dover Downs.
Dover Downs is a chocolate festival?
Well, they used to, yeah.
Oh,
Back in the day, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm talking like huge chocolate festival.
So what's involved in a chocolate festival? Do they have like
They had
show you how to make it, different
what they
places,
did. They had
flavors?
different people felting the chocolate. You know, they had us who was taking pictures of the people that were walking by us,
Right.
and we would print them up on lollipops and then give it to them. You know, like here you
Nice.
go.
Chocolate, milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate, dark chocolate. It was all kosher, and yeah, it was actually blessed by a rabbi. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was this at? Down here?
Yeah, it was down here. We actually ran it right out of this room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so yeah, that was quite a fun time. But those
So we
times
can
are
now
over.
add chocolatier to your
You can.
critique of stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
And the big thing that was a good seller for the base is challenge coins. I don't know if you know what those are.
No, I was just
Well,
gonna ask you that.
it's just like a coin, a big coin,
Right.
and it's usually your squadron that you have on
Oh,
there.
okay.
And sometimes, you know, they'll some of the wives of the base commanders, like
Right.
from anywhere from Andrews to here in Dover, they would say, "Hey, I'd like to order a whole bunch of these because we're having a function." And they can give those out and people enjoy them and eat them. They were cheap; they were only $1 a piece.
Are you talking about the ones that are like
Yeah.
in foil?
No,
Oh.
no. This is like straight chocolate. I had them in a
Oh.
plastic case.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, and I guess that kind of brings us right into the amazing food finds.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, let's talk about some must-try local dishes.
Oh, yeah. All right. Mm.
Let's start with Delaware. What, what is the best thing to get in Delaware?
The best thing to get in Delaware? Well, you know what? I would say it is absolutely necessary to try a funnel cake fries.
That's the
Yes.
perfect
It's a
blend.
blend of the
Yes.
two classic snacks, funnel cake served in fry form.
Oh, with what kind of dipping sauce?
Well, I don't know. You can get anything, I guess. What I like is caramel,
Yes.
caramel sauce, or even like strawberries, or even Cool Whip, like even
Liquid marshmallow?
yeah, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
And peanut butter. Huh?
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be
Waffle,
good,
or funnel cake French fries. I don't know about peanut butter.
yeah.
Peanut butter's good on a lot of things. I
Well,
don't know
yeah.
about that.
Well, can't knock it until you try it.
Absolutely. Let's not forget about Maryland's famous burger cookies.
Yes. And have I had one? No.
Have I? No, but I keep hearing about them.
Yeah. And it's kind of neat when you see these delectable chocolate treats coming up in places that are local.
Oh, absolutely.
And once you taste one, I guess you'll have to trust me. Once I do, you'll be hooked. 'Cause I can't tell you to trust me because I
If
haven't
I
had
haven't
one,
tried it. Right.
but I will. And oh yeah, since we're on this food thing, we're gonna have we got a guest that is a local business owner that wants to come on the show.
Oh, who's that?
That's going to be her name is Suzanne, and she is the owner of the Little Creek Deli.
Little Creek Deli.
Listen, I went in there the other day, me and my daughter, and I got we each got a medium cheesesteak sub and a mega fry. Like we need that.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah, and so very reasonably priced, very full sandwich. It actually covered both ends of the bun. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Because a lot of these places won't fill in the
No,
end
then
of
you just get this piece
yeah,
of bun that
just
has nothing there.
yeah.
not
There's
even
nothing. It
juice.
was like, what is that? Just a hand grip.
Right.
So
Who ripping it?
yeah. Well, this place, no, there, no.
I heard about their cheesesteaks for a long time.
Yep.
We finally, I got a chance to taste one. And you're right, it was really, really, really good.
Sorry, folks, I got to drink coffee. Yeah. If you guys want a cup, you come on over.
Yeah, we're right here in Magnolia.
Yeah, and we are coming live to you from Magnolia. So
Yes, we are.
yes. So anyway, that is one future guest that's coming up.
Nice.
We are going to have the karaoke kitchen ladies.
Oh, those girls were so much fun.
They were a lot of
Lou and
fun.
I, what's up?
If they could have only heard us, it would have been a lot more. Yeah. But the sound, I don't know. I'm not going to blame the sound guy because that's not fair. It wasn't. It was just what it was.
But
It's unexplainable. But we are going to have them back on the show,
we are.
and
Cool, and it's coming in April, so next couple weeks,
yeah,
towards the end, we'll have Blacktooth Grin. Really
Well,
excited about that.
I know, and it's crazy because I think that is going to, bring in the crowd. I mean,
Blacktooth Grin?
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
talk, and we're gonna have them on, and after that, we're gonna have any other local bands that are listening or somebody knows of them. Um, Tell them to listen in on the show. Right now, we're just on Mondays, but we're trying to expand. Once we get
Oh, yeah.
this down, we're gonna come up.
Which, if you've been here from the beginning, you understand what we mean by getting this down.
Yeah, right. So, but we're a little more relaxed now, and it's not so much kind of like, oh my god, I got to read the script, blah 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 blah, and we're not like robots. But
But I can't stop rocking in this chair.
yeah, I know, and I will get sassed if I put my phone up on the table because it makes a humming noise, and nobody likes that. But
Yeah, real excited. With this season coming up, the summer season coming, bands are going to be playing.
Yeah.
I'd like to get them on here to talk about it, promote them a little.
Yeah.
Storm, Excalibur, Mark Bray.
Definitely, because and I want to get Blind Dog Scratch back down here.
Oh, I heard Big Toe was good too.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good bands
There's some
all
really
over
good
the place.
bands.
And maybe someday, once we get them in here and
They'll let me sing.
talk, well, yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I mean, I enjoy it. I got to get props for that.
Yeah,
It may
as
not
long as you
sound
enjoy
good.
singing. I'm not.
Do.
You think people enjoy listening though?
No,
No, okay.
but there are some days I don't care. I'd like to sing because it
There-
makes me feel good.
Hey, you know what? Whatever makes you feel good, do it. That's
Well,
what I
that would be
say.
music.
That's it. That's what I love the music.
Yes. All
Um,
kinds.
But there is a couple things in Delaware and Maryland that are local legends and myths, and we're gonna go over a couple of them right now.
Ooh, every good state has its local legends, right?
They
Let's share
do.
a couple. Spooky
Okay.
stories.
Okay, so definitely. Have you heard of the Screaming Bridge of Newcastle?
No.
Okay, well, actually, it's kind of like in back behind Smyrna, and legend has it that a woman tragically died on that bridge, and now her spirit haunts the area, causing mysterious screams to echo at night. And it's usually like for the local people, it's called
Right.
the baby bridge or something. Because
Behind Smyrna?
that story went with a baby drowning off the bridge, and at night you can go there and you can hear baby crying or screaming.
No.
And
I
that's a legit legend up that way. My daughter went to it, and like anything else, it's your mind.
Right.
that
Right. Well,
that
my
hears
mind
these
got me
things.
saying stay away from there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And also we got Fort Delaware, and that's located on Peapatch Island.
Have you been there?
No,
I keep hearing about it, but
I want to go. I'd like to go, but whenever I have that opportunity, I think a lot of people do the same thing. Is that I'll do it next time.
right.
And then I'll go next time. And then you know what? Next time, like you're too old and you can't do it. So maybe we should all learn to do it the first
Yeah.
time.
Yes. Because time does not stand still.
Oh,
It gets
don't.
away from you.
No. And that's island's located in the Delaware River. The Civil War era fort is famous for its huntings or hauntings. Well, maybe you can go hunting.
Maybe
too.
they went hunting there.
Hey, let's go hunting for some goats. Maybe they do.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, there you go. Ghostbusters are coming. And according to legends, it was once a prison for the Confederate soldiers and potentially has their spirit of those who died there. Reports of disembodied voices, shadows, and eerie feelings have been documented right out of Fort Delaware.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that up towards what, Delaware City?
That is up. Yeah.
Okay. Me and my daughter were talking about that
Yeah.
today. I asked her if she'd ever been,
Hmm.
and she said she heard it was really scary, which I've always heard, but I'm getting older now. I don't like
Well,
being scared too much.
yeah, well,
I'm not whining
no,
about
I know, but yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's kind of fascinating to me.
it. Well, have you ever heard of the Jonathan E. Spence House located
Uh,
in Newcastle?
yeah, that's up in Newcastle, Delaware,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
its historic home is rumored to be haunted also.
Wow.
Um, by the ghost of a young girl who died there.
Ah,
Why do ghost
yeah,
stories come
it's
with such sad stories?
why do ghost stories always have to come with like death?
Well, have you ever heard Well, because there wouldn't be ghosts
Yeah, I
without them,
know,
right?
but you know, have you ever heard of a happy ghost other than
It's
Casper?
no.
Yeah, well,
I don't even think his girlfriend was that happy.
no, I don't think she was either.
Yeah, but a lot of visitors and paranormal investigators report feeling cold spots and hearing footsteps.
Isn't that isn't that typical though? Like
With
you're
ghosts,
always like, yeah, like come on out and go yourself.
One thing I've learned, mostly from watching Supernatural,
Yeah.
if it's cold, it smells sulfur.
Oh yeah. Oh. So let's head on over to Delaware City, and historically significant. This area is rife with ghost stories. Locations like the old cannery. And speaking of the old cannery,
Right.
okay, so I watched a really stupid G-rated movie the other
How do
day,
you feel?
and it was called Popeye the Slayer Man. Okay. It wasn't even Popeye the Sailor Man. It was Popeye the Slayer Man.
So what did you do?
Well,
Drink
it was
spinach and
it was this guy who got uh, trapped in this canning factory for spinach, and the spinach was like like
zest?
it was zapped or whatever, and the person turned into like a big Popeye.
I thought you were going to tell me he turned into a big pile of spinach. and
No,
go
no,
right
no,
through.
no. He was like big, like the friggin' forearms, like the size of a car. I mean, it was just it was so dumb. But
I don't even want to know where you found that.
no, it was actually on TV. Like, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sorry, I did find it, and
We live, we learn.
and I will never get that time back.
No.
But yeah. So so it's located locations by the old cannery and the railroad tracks are said to have spirits from the early days of the city, including unshakable energies and mysterious noises.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You think it's mostly from the Civil War era?
Probably.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well, what about Maryland's ghosts and spirits?
I guess they would have some too, wouldn't they?
I hear the U.S. Capitol building has ghosts of the Civil War. Here we go again, roaming the halls,
Well,
reflecting its historical significance. A
really?
lot of things, like a lot of stories that I hear and places that are haunted, a lot of it seems to be from the Civil War era.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if
wonder
there's a
why.
reason behind it. Yeah.
It's funny, we were thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Like I wonder. Yeah. Like what? I don't
Hey,
know.
maybe some of our listeners can tell us that.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys got any answer to these questions, please send
Absolutely.
the answers in. We'd appreciate it.
I hear that a lot of sightings have been reported by visitors.
Well, you know what? That's good because somebody must have something. So they also have the Preakness State and the was that Pimlico?
Pimlico race
Race
yep.
course. And
that.
a lot of people local say that it's haunted by spirits of horses and jockeys. There are
Wait.
Yeah.
Horses and jockeys are haunting the Pimlico race
yeah
horse?
yeah. Well, I'm
Okay.
sure they're dead horses.
Well, I don't think the live ones would
No,
bother with
I
them.
mean I'm sure they could probably spook you, but
Yeah, but what would make that again? Probably Civil War era.
yeah,
Maybe their horses got killed in battle too.
maybe. And the little men riding them.
Wow,
Yeah.
they're little men.
Little
They're
men.
known as jockeys.
Yeah. Well,
That's
speaking of
fun.
jockeys, I always got something to say about something, but real quick, I went to school with a girl, Lynn, and her father was Ron Turcott, And Ron Turcott was a Triple Crown winner
Oh, nice.
because he's the one that rode Secretariat.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
in my town of Grand Falls, there is a big statue of Ron on Secretariat, like,
Is that the one
right.
you made the movie about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And he fell off the horse and paralyzed himself. He got paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, and he lived like 5 minutes, and all his girls, he had no sons, all girls, and they all went to a public school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he lived like everyday Joe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was just an everyday guy, I mean, yeah, he was nice guy, nice home. But yeah, his daughters were funny and funny.
Where you get it from?
No, not me, but particularly on race days is when these haunts come out, which is kind of weird because that's when the spectators are said to represent the equine and human connections that have passed throughout the history of
That's
the race.
crazy because of all the haunted places that you hear about, see on TV, anything. I would have never thought Pimlico Race Course.
I know, right? I mean, I'm not familiar with where it is. Maybe I should get out more. I think just
I think you should,
myself into
Dave.
getting out
I think
more.
you should, Dave.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Get out. But I
Mhm.
also want to say Pimlico is maybe down towards the Baltimore way
Okay.
also.
Oh, all right.
I should know that because from 79 to 2007, I lived in Maryland.
Ah,
But I came from Pennsylvania, which has one of the most haunted places I understand, Gettysburg.
oh
Have you ever
yeah.
heard how haunted that's supposed to be?
I heard some good stories on that. Yeah.
It's primarily associated with Pennsylvania, but the impact of the Civil War extended in Maryland. But I've heard a lot of visitors there describe seeing apparitions, hearing cannon fire, experiencing strange feelings in areas close to the battlefield.
Wow.
I've always heard that that was one of the most haunted places in America.
Really? What about Point? Look, and boy, look, this deals with Civil War again too. Point
I guess
Lookout
that's where we all started, right?
Lighthouse. Yeah, it's located on the site where the Civil War hospital once stood. The lighthouse has a ghost stories associated with Confederate soldiers. Again, and we folks, we don't make this stuff up. This is coincidence that Civil War is brought up on almost all of these, myths and legends. So it's kind of weird. But people report hearing voices and glimpses of figures wandering on the grounds. So yeah, I want to go on a ghost hunt. I do. Yeah, I do. So
Can we find where Casper lives and go on that ghost hunt?
yeah, Casper can be a little sneaky too, though.
Yeah,
but
he's adorable.
he's got a big head, big eyes, little nose.
Great personality.
Yeah, he is a nice little. He's a boy though, right? He's not like an adult, right? Casper.
The boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want
He was
to,
a
because I was going to say,
child
that's a
died.
small little man there. He should be riding a
Kind of
horse.
like a jockey.
There you go. Yeah, he's on it. So there's some factors behind all of these tales, and one of them is both Maryland and Delaware have deep historical roots, including colonial history. Do you know that? There's a lot of that around. I
Well, they
mean,
were
you can
both
see
part
the
of the
home.
13 colonies, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And their roles in the Civil War and being pivotal in early American struggles. The rich context contributes significantly to ghost stories that arise from distress, tragedy, and turbulent times.
Ooh, folklore and oral traditions. Many tales are passed down through generations. I picked that up in our family. My aunt used to tell ghost stories to all the kids, and sure enough, I was the one that used to scare all my cousins.
Oh
We
yeah.
would sit around bonfires
Oh
surrounded
yeah.
by woods, and I would tell them different stories about Hatchet Jack. Yeah, they're all grown now, and we'll tell you that. But it all becomes a part of local culture, and increasingly embellished over time.
Yeah, and hey, let's not forget the psychological effects that you might have put on your cousin.
Oh yeah, I did.
But there's a lot of old and abandoned places of historic sites can evoke shadowy reminders of times past, leading to the belief in spirits that are stemming emotionally impact of historical events, which again, Civil War.
Right, right. There's a lot of stuff that happened there. You had brother against brother,
Yeah.
fighting for what they weren't even sure of.
No.
But it all ended up. I guess you'd say we learned a lot from that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Um, the only Civil War you see now is reenactment. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of them around.
yeah.
I know some interesting people who do that.
Well, I do too. I've lost touch with them, though. I should say I've known of people. Now there's this. What was I going to say? The reenactments.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work. I mean, they're like really into this stuff,
Yes.
and it's not just kind of like, hey, bang bang.
Oh, it's way more than.
Oh yeah, because they actually cook, live, um, just like they did, and sometimes I think maybe they might get into it too much or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I would like to ask my daughter-in-law about that because I've just recently found out she's a huge Civil War buff.
There you go. That's awesome.
As my son refers to her, she's a 40-year-old man who enjoys the Civil War.
Hey,
She's interesting. She enjoys a lot of different things. She has an old soul.
that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like I mean, I guess in a way we always kind of go back in time
Yeah.
somehow, somewhere.
But I think it's good for the reenactors to be there to anybody who's visiting a reenactment, like you feel more like you were actually there.
Yeah.
See how they live.
Yeah. And
How they
there's
cook,
a lot like
survive.
there's a lot of little villages and stuff you can visit
Yes.
like that. I know back home in New Brunswick we have man, King's Settlement or something like that. I forget what the name of it, but it was a settlement, and it was back in the day where
It all becomes a part of local culture. And
women were cooking and men were working, and it was almost like Amish, but it wasn't. It was a different
right.
group of people.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But in summary, ghosts and spirits of Delaware and Maryland often find their origins in the dense, histories tied to human experience, like joy, tragedy, conflict, and community. The tales are fascinating, and whether they're rooted in reality or folklore, they contribute to the unique character of both these states.
Oh man, and don't forget the Goat Man.
Ooh.
In Georges County.
Oh, that's right, the Goat Man.
This guy is said to appear as a half man, half goat that lures unsuspecting victims and wreaks havoc
Well,
on local campers.
you say half man, half goat. Wasn't that a character on Saturday Night Live? Yeah, Goat Boy.
Goat Boy?
Yeah, yeah, that was actually Jim Brewer. He was
Oh, your brother?
yeah, yes, my brother Jim. He's a half goat.
I have never heard of Goat Man.
No,
That's not one of the
well, I guess maybe it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe people try to forget the Goat Man.
maybe.
Like, don't bring up the Goat Man.
Yeah, we don't want no havoc.
Yeah, we don't want.
here.
Yeah, we're done with the Goat Man. I know Delaware has one. No, no, we're done. We're done with that. So let's keep it going. And so,
About some fun day trips.
fun day trips. Okay. So lastly, we're going to suggest some fun day trips, and we're going to start with fun day trips. And these are like one day. Wake up in the morning, come home for dinner.
Right.
And in Delaware, we have what's that one?
Rehoboth Beach.
Oh yeah.
Good old Rehoboth.
Uh-huh.
You can enjoy a day at this popular destination known for its boardwalks, shops, and restaurants. Ooh, who doesn't like some sand in their toes on a hot summer day? You don't like?
No, it's hot.
It is.
burns.
Well, if you get it down deep enough, I think it gets a little bit cooler.
Yeah, it gets cooler.
Local seafood in the restaurants down there, and they also have Cape Henlopen State Park is close by.
Wow.
That's a nice park.
Yeah, but I remember going down to the beach and with some friends, and they buried me right up to my head, like neck deep, and they left.
How close to the water were you?
Oh, it was coming in. It was like almost up to my mouth.
They came back, right?
Nope.
They just left you there.
No, never happened.
So you're full of shit.
Yeah. So,
Are brown, so I didn't
yeah,
know.
so, no, I mean, but it's funny though to see these people get buried and like they'll bury like I've actually seen them bury this kid and like
Oh, what did his
the
kid?
whole family just went out and into the water. They left this kid there.
How hard is it to dig your way out? Does
Well,
anybody
like
remember that?
maybe not that hard, but I don't know if you're a kid, like what do you do? Because I'm sure your arms are like down by your side.
Nah, they can bury everything but my arms.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah,
be able to
yeah.
wait
That you
somebody
can
down for help.
dig yourself out. But no, no. But I'm serious with this kid that got buried, and the family went out into the water. It was this kid.
Like
Oh
how
my God,
old?
you had to be there. He probably about 9 or 10.
Ooh,
Yeah, but I mean, he was nowhere close to it. But it was just funny because they could have forgot this kid. Maybe they did. I don't know.
I'm sure
I'm
he's
sure
taking
somebody
fond
was
stuff.
watching them. But if you guys are ever heading towards the Brandywine Valley, there's a scenic area known for its beautiful gardens, including Longwood Gardens. Have you
Beautiful
been
place.
to Longwood Gardens?
Not in a long time.
Okay, it's been a few years for me, but that we went during Christmas,
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful at
like the
Christmas
holiday
time.
seasons. Oh my God, the lights, they were awesome, and it
Yours
was
does kind of the same thing. They're really decorated in the holidays.
yeah, it's beautiful. And you ever go to